think this one's a good article as well. I'm going to point out a few points and then we're going to just go ahead and go through. So basically, this article, it says, this was written in February 19, 2016. The name of the article is Why Men Marry Some Women and Not Others. So basically, I think this guy, John Malloy, is talking to one of his co-workers, Beth. She was basically saying that men who don't want commitment are drawn to her. And we already know that that's not the case, that has more to do with her. It looks like he gave her summary on why men marry. Beth read his research on that, told him he was a male chauvinist, that he was just trying to help. So he went and does a more thorough research, and he figures out some data points, specific stats when it comes to men and marriage. I think it's important that we go over a couple of these. Is he old enough to marry? We're going to start here. The survey uncovered some interesting facts. So it was a survey he did. The first was that there was an age when a man is ready to marry, the age of commitment. The age varies from man to man, but there are patterns that are easily identified. And so when we do the breakdown of the episode, we're actually going to discuss that, the age of commitment. We're going to be talking about that most men go through this. Contrary to most women, they think that a lot of men are averse to being married, but it's not the case. They just become older and they become more experienced and they understand. Being married young, it's not only a benefit to women, but it's a benefit as far towards your partner as well. Your partner will view you more holistically if you're both married younger. The older you get, that partner is going to, from the male perspective, he's going to look and be like, well, you're not a virgin. You've been having sexual encounters with males, so why haven't none of them wanted to take you seriously? So women fail to realize that this logic that men have, because again, women are not great with logic. They don't realize that logically, from a man's perspective, that makes sense. As to you probably have certain issues if you've waited this long and you've been unmarried and you're not in viable relationships. This means that guys have only wanted to engage with you sexually, but not from a relationship standpoint. So let's look at a few of these. Most men who graduate from high school start thinking of marriage as a real possibility when they are 23 or 24. Most men who graduate from college don't start considering marriage as a real possibility until age 26. So if you go to college, the man typically starts considering marriage, and that's probably a couple years after college. When men go to graduate school, it takes them longer to get into the working world. They are not ready to get married until a few years after that. I think this one as well. 90% of men who have graduated from college are ready for the next step between the ages 26 and 33. This is when they are most likely to consider marriage, but this window of opportunity stays open only for 4 to 5 years, and then the chances a man will marry start to decline. This point here, right? 90% of men, so between 26 and 33, who have graduated from college, between 26 and 33 are ready. So that's, so when women say men don't want commitment, they're lying to you. There's some issues with them. When a woman says men don't want commitment, when a woman, talks about how men are scared to commit, I already know there's red flags there. As soon as she opens her mouth and says some stuff like that, in my head, because I know that men do want to get married, and this survey that this guy conducted also shows that as well. 90% overwhelmingly. Once men reach 33 or 34, the chances they'll commit start to diminish, but only slightly. And until men reach 37, they remain very good prospects. So even after the age of 33, right, they're saying that 90% between the ages 26 and 33, they're in that commitment phase. They're ready to be married to the woman that they want, of course. But they say that once you reach 33 or 34, that starts to diminish, but only slightly. And in fact, until they reach 37, they are still good prospects. After they reach 38, the chances they will ever marry drop dramatically. So they're saying that once you reach 38, though, then it takes a steep decline. But even then, they still hold out hope. The chances that a man will marry for the first time diminish even more once he reaches 42 or 43. So they're saying between 38 and 43, that's about 5 or 6 years, there's still a chance that he may marry. But at this point, most men, many of them have become firm bachelors. And once men reach age 47 and 50 without marrying, the chance they will marry married do not disappear, but they do drop dramatically. So they're still trying to give hope even then. And they're saying like when they reach 47, 50, there's a very small chance they'll get married for the first time. There is a chance, or there is a possibility. I'm sorry, there is a possibility, but is it probable? So you want to look at this article too. I think that was, it's very long. I don't want to go over how long it is. So yeah, if you want to read this article, so yeah, they even have some. So like most men will not even consider marriage before they reach the age of commitment, which is about 23, 24. For 80% of high school graduates, the minimum age of commitment is 23, whereas for 80% of college graduates, it's 26. There's a lot of good data points here. So if you want to look that up again, that is from the Today Show or today.com, and it is written by John Malloy. It's called The Reason Why Men Marry Some Women and Not Others.